suaranya udah aman, audionya juga udah. Ya, let's go. Senternya 2 biji mantap sekali. RPD Pak Mori. Apaan tuh? Ada ekstotem. Bisa ke situ anjay. Ya, yang favkiller. Tapi yakin dia bakal main tunnel sih. Yo, mori bro. Kayak tidak ada yang menolong dulu. Terproksi rupanya, harusnya ya. Nah terus di tunnel kan, bener kan? Si makanan ditinggal, dia ngejar telurnya lagi. Klasik naik ke. Wah dilepas dia. Tanah tempat biji. Dia dead heart. Deadlock. Bro lari bro, lari, kocak, kocak. Apa sih Lauri itu? Lauri itu apa sih? Sudah. suram ini ya mas ya. Oi. Ini kalian itu dulu sumpah. Menjadi digantung di situ anjay. Bang. Anjir udah nganuk nggak keluar itu ya. Cepetan. Ini main apa bang? Main Tamiya bang? Oh nggak sempet sempet ya enggak. Ini satu lagi dikejar. Oh kacau ya ini random ini. Center. Gak ada yang nolong dong kita orang. Oh nice, ditolong coy. Nice. Cepet. Nice. Mbak sebenarnya ini cukup gila ya bro. Nah terus mereka heal dulu lah ya. Tadi udah suramat terus tempat luka. Jadi ada itu ya, background player ya. Ini juga agak jauh bisa itu bro. Tapi dia nggak mori ya. Dia lupa kapan yang mori. Holy shit. Tolong deadlock ya. Ah, gimana gitu. Harus satu ke sujak bang. Aduh, udah di drop lagi. Sedang ada palet lagi di sini. Habis bersih. Kalau mereka komit bisa. Kalau mau dikomitin bisa sih. Dia nge-break palet dulu bro. Cuma nggak akan di-save sih. Nggak akan di-save sih. Noetin ya orang. Sumpah, noetin. Ada hex 1, deadlock, tanato, satunya apa ya? Enggak. Ya teman-teman. Loh. Jangan di heal. Nggak sempet soalnya kalau di heal. Bambuza, X-nya ruin, nomor kuning. Oke. Pan tidak di itu ya, Pan sudah mori deh. $7.000 besarku. Skinnya berapa ya? Dapat kan 7.000. Normal. Or to the fucking mall. Segera tinggalkan tempat ini. Tentu saja dia akan memakai perk itu. Shit. Oh ya, yang lain pakai count spirit itu anjir. Nggak ada yang teriak lagi dong. Yang lain pada pakai count spirit. Si Michaela sama si Felix. pakai account spirit. Oh ya, aku lupa omong kan di build ini. Mati sih Felixnya. Itu di mana sih? Deket banget ternyata sih. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. Wah, kenceng banget tuh. Nggak ada yang ke tengah ya?
I'll see you dead.
Teriak dong, tadi nggak teriak dia. Ultimate Pop Gosh. No. Oh, bisa-bisa tadi yang teriak cuma aku ya? Ya, ish. Aku mau semprot dulu, bro. Ah, jangan. God damn, bro. Allah. Tiba di blog itu, bro. Nice. Good. Kita ngejauh dulu ya. Nah, tinggal segitu dong yang dimain dulu. Udahin aja langsung, bro. Kesana ntar kena ultimate weapon. Di sini aja. Coba di sana ntar ada ultimate. Nah kan, di sini aja kena ultimate, apalagi di sana, bro. Ya. That's the logic. Ada siapa bang di sana bang? Bisa balik sini lagi ke lambang hijau.
You're merely postponing the inevitable.
Elu badut ya. Jangan teriak. No way. Kan badut lu badut ya. Nih. Kecapnya apa ngebadut lu ya, ngebadut ya. Ngasal lu lempar-lempar. Itu emot buat lu, kocak. Tau aja gue suka ngatain lu sampai kalau lu 10 lagi sih gue bikinin itu sih, gue bikinin stiker khusus lu sih bang. Masih keren ya kan 12 jam. Lah 12 jam mah tinggal milestone aja kocak. Semen bro, pas semen bro. Kakak dateng gak sih bro? Gak ada. Nah, tinggal aja. Para ninggalin temen. Terus masalah buat lo, ah? Masalah buat lo. Nah ini orang apa? Mereka ini mau nolong tuh ragu-ragu bang. Percuma juga. Nah, lihat. Dilihatin doang, kagak di body block. Nah kan belum dibuka. Kacau anjir Mikala ini.
You disappoint.
Kacau ini orang ini. Apa di blok kagak, bukain pintunya kagak. Hanya pada yang suka ninggalin temen itu bukan temen bro. That's not my friend bro. That's not my friend bro. Dia bukan temanku bro. Hei ini bisa nggak sih? Cari matchnya agak lama dikit gitu bro. Ini cuma kebeli rambutnya doang. Ini cuma kebeli celananya doang. Kumpulin norek lagi buat beli. Terus skin-skinnya biar lengkap. Duh, coba. Betul-betul kok nguap ya? jatuh. Kepleset bro. Anjay lah kepleset jir. Mana? Di bawahku persis kayak kelihatan. Nyari di situ tuh pasti. Goddamn. Oi. Itu udah posisi mati itu. Mati kenapa beneran? Ultimatum weapon. Kalau orang jatuh di pojokan sana harusnya aman loh. Harusnya. Nggak bisa bersin maksimal. 5% cuma gagal itu sebelum aja ya. Ultimate to Fred Barcil lethal. Entah tadi Fruitover siapa itu ya, sama All Ears. Itu bang. Udah dikeker gitu bro. Too high. Masih kena, astaga. Hitbox apa itu tadi? Kalau yang main hunter sudah nabrak karangnya itu, sumpah. Emang nggak lihat dia prepare kayak gitu lagi, pakai background. Next game. Nah, nonton Pierek dulu kali ya. Mana anjay?
Off like it wasn't his best performance overall. He's still quite good. I have no doubts about Saya, but I'd like to see him pick it up. And this is just like Paper X starting on the attack, and A-site completely left open here. T1 expecting a B hit. They have
harusnya gini
the
dong.
mid of this map.
Almost feels intentional. I wonder if they'll break the door as well. But at the very least, I mean, if we've got the timer on pause. But if things go exactly right and Paper X are just, you know, turning up to head towards A, then, you know, this is going to be interesting.
I forgot T1 was playing today.
Ah, no! That's right.
That's right. They are the tech pause curse. We have actually identified the real curse, and it is T1. I'm sorry to T1 fans and the T1 org, because you're all wonderful people, but you are cursed.
Some kind of an issue, of course, we'll just iron out those bugs, but for now, I mean, still... It's back to that. We had a pretty good day yesterday. It was pretty smooth. One little tech pause with an audio issue, very quickly solved. Wow, flew from NA.
Nice.
Enjoy Korea, yes.
Heck yeah. Tons of awesome stuff to do, especially not just in Korea. In Korea, there's unlimited things to do, but in this entire complex, there's awesome stuff to do. So
yeah, I saw
gotta come down and catch some games.
K-Town, K-pop stuff. There was a sign that said Jojo is the best Susanto, the youngest Susanto brother.
They're probably not wrong from what people have been telling me.
It's adorable, but all right, into the game we go. T1 completely evading all of it there. Yeah, pushing down pillars.
Oh my goodness. Is anybody, I mean, Devi's watching, but he's got the spike.
Oh my god, and he's got a class classic.
This is so bad.
The crowd. So many gasps and
Anjir,
no's.
They have no
4
idea.
orang ngeflank.
Tree being taken now as the toxic screen goes up. We do have a couple of players from Paper X watching the back. xquito with his headhunter, 6 rounds. Pretty much a sheriff, walking all the way through. Setting up the positions. Saya starts things off with the headshot onto Davai. Of course, now everyone has to divert their attentions away. You never know who's lurking around the back. Something still sharp as ever, though, able to take down Saya. xquito has been spotted. First headhunter shot whiffed. And something's just trying to play it safe, trying to play around the positions. Forsaken, unfortunately, getting taken out, though. And that's all down to Mind Freak. Still rounds left in the headhunter chamber. Goes back out, 2 players. A little bit too much. Body blocked and everything, and T1 picks up the pistol.
Yeah, some really good ideas from T1. That early push out almost caught Davai. He barely got out of there in time. But it forced Paper X to have to just really focus tightly in their defensive setup on the site. Like, they can't really fan out. It's tougher to create some extra angles. Something did a pretty good job of trying to buy a little bit of an extra angle.
Anjir, tadi nge-shot
Handled
banget itu.
perfectly
Headshot.
by Rossi and xquito.
Jumping
And then
headshot.
they find the right time to pull off. Really smart there, expecting the reaggress because they know they have to stop the defuse timing. Knowing that Mind Freak's gonna have to push that angle. Really well thought out there by Rossi.
Oh! Quick reactions! One little peek, and with a Marshall, he does it all.
Get out of here.
I was just gonna say, I mean, T1 was doing a great job. Rossi exceptionally with that sheriff. If he's that guy who's, you know, bringing the fun vibes to the whole team and he's having a good time, the whole team's gonna have a good time, but you can never, ever kind of doubt Paper X.
No. I mean, he's got the outlaw, so
Okay.
makes it easy.
Strike
Take down his
down
brother.
A.
Sagan goes down, but still, you get an upgrade in a Spectre. Ooh.
Oh, something. Swaps
Oh.
back over to the Classic, but with the mount, just kind of exposes himself a little bit more. Rossi back in with the Sheriff, and the rest of the Paper X team trying to continue to pile up front towards A. Jing has a bit of an angle. He hears the footsteps. Oh, wow. Checked by Saya.
enemy
Great
remaining.
job, T1.
Spike down.
Couple of shots from Divide too, but that's the most that he can do. 2
Nice
players down.
three.
Still a pretty good win for T1.
I could have gone a lot worse for T1. That opening pick kind of can send teams reeling sometimes, can kind of get in your head that nothing's safe, but xquito very ready, and kind of a stuck peek there. Forsaken not jiggling at all, went for the angle. Something couldn't get underneath the mound, and Rossi made him pay. Jing not able to win on his lurk, well accounted for.
Yep.
Mental discipline really good for T1.
Oh, good. Good job. I mean, that's the preparation coming in. Not sure what it is. A bit of an, okay, audio issue, I guess. fans crack me up. But yeah, you know, you can definitely see that there are some of these plans that are intentionally cooked up for Paper X. Because how often do you actually have a team that just completely leaves A open, pushes out a B pillar, just to wrap them around like that?
Yeah, basically never. Like, it just, this is the thing about Paper X is you almost have to kind of do the unexpected because of their unexpectedness, right? And that actually does throw Paper X off. It can be something that they have a difficult time accounting for, like lurks at weird timings and stuff like that. I've seen that punish them time and time again because they don't really think about it sometimes. Again, they can get a bit of those blinders, a little bit of tunnel vision. If you're going to find any fault in Paper X, there isn't much. That can be it.
I am reminded of what happened against EG at Champions last year. So
Yes.
definitely a good point. A lot of things going up. A lot of Paper X fans, T1 fans as well, as Valorant increases in popularity in Korea. That's cool.
Accurate, xquito sign, please. He wants the signature there. A lot of T1 fans, yeah, for sure. Jojo, yeah, there's that sign. Jojo,
Yeah,
the
that's
best
the one.
Zanto. I mean, look, both orgs, ton of popularity. You know, obviously, we're in Korea. T1's going to have a little bit of a home field advantage in that respect, but Paper X is just so entertaining to watch play that it's easy to make fans when you're that good. And that unique. The way they play is unlike anybody else in the world, so.
It's always fun, and it's a bit of a challenge to the teams that go up against them. Right now, it's going to be T1. You know, in the past, we had seen Gen G up against them in kickoffs, but Gen G, you know, knew how to deal with it. Paper X trying to adjust to this, yeah.
Gen G gave them a taste of their own medicine. They played aggressive and kind of were taking a lot of confident angles and pushes and stuff like that. So yeah, that was. If you're confident against Paper X, it can snowball. It can snowball a bit. Cam check that was fast. Okay.
Just starting things off with a bit
Chill,
of an alert.
bro.
A bit of a re-peek and 2 kills. So quick collected. The rest of the team now pushing up. A little bit of mind presence to know that there could be more players trying to make this B play happen. It happened on the pistol round. Maybe T1's going to do it again. A is completely open after all.
Yeah, something already getting up towards heaven.
Good
Getting ready.
smoke though.
Very good.
Allows for something to play around the positions. You got Jing ready with the paint shells as well. This is a good setup.
It could be red. I mean, this is kind of what Paper
not
X likes to
paint
do.
shells.
Yeah, I know what you meant. All right, Forsaken. He's
Ace.
after the ace.
Okay.
Wow.
Got the quad.
Almost.
It is just round 3. T1's trying to play it safe, trying to do what they can do. But then Forsaken just comes up from behind. This is the same-ish debut that we saw from Paper X last year in the regular season of VCT Pacific.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you expect out of a player like Forsaken, even if he's a bit under the weather. Not too shabby. Almost gets the ace here. Man, oh man, he is darn close.
Amazing. He looks good.
Hey,
And
looks fine.
apart from the fact that Jing is returning, another thing I think we haven't really quite spoken about is the friendship between Forsaken and
the bromance.
Jing.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh, that spot.
Great
Oh,
fade.
kena.
I mean, that's going to be now T1 trying to fight in for this, but
Ooh,
Mindfreak is
whoop.
not going to let them go down without a swing. Shrouded steps away, and they are definitely aware of it, but look at what's happening across the map, too. Forsaken through the link, catches xquito from behind. Now
Kena
so
Rican,
much
bro.
more space being gathered. You've got the trip wire in front of Rossi. He can't go through for free. Neural Theft just reveals. And that's the go signal for Paper X to get the spike over on A.
Well, he's at least able to grab an orb.
Hey, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to give him the Viper's Pit next round. One way or another, he's only got a judge. He's not going to go for this.
Forsaken's getting an orb too. We're all playing Pac-Man over here.
Great game. I think Forsaken is already showing off why I love to see him on this map on Cypher, because he's so tricky to deal with.
The mindfulness to, yeah.
He's all over the place. He's really good at holding the C site sometimes. It can be broken open, of course, but I really like the way he plays the Cypher. And Rossi, see if we can find any value out of this. I mean, the economy is weak for these 2 surviving players of Paper X, but the other 3 have quite a bit of money.
Waiting for exits, he's got the judge. There goes the first. Fires off a second shot even before he sees Mindfreak, and it does connect. T1, although Paper X picks up the round win, Rossi walks away with a bag full of gold.
That's huge. That's a lot. He's able to recover the op. Gets the Viper's Pit online. Didn't even have to die. That's a massive, massive play for Rossi. Yeah, they don't get the round win, but
Viper's
it almost feels like a loss for Paper X. Like, almost.
We'll see. Okay, so Mindfreak has From the Shadows available. Jing's 1 point away from the Showstopper. Something 2 points away from his Blade Storm. But on the other hand, T1 already has 2 ultimates at the ready. Economy maybe not the greatest, but they have a lot of tools at their disposal.
That could really change the dynamic. Here we go.
Whoa! Whoa! Doesn't quite connect. Side player in a bit of a tricky position right now as Forsaken hunkers down. Watches out over onto Pillar and captures onto 2 more players. B-side is open.
Knew there would be the reload, and he knew he could push through. Really smart play from Forsaken.
Jeez Louise, oh god. And now it's going to be the operator with the angle. Down goes Mindfreak. But down goes this, a spike carrier as well. Side players come back in kind. Although they've got the positioning, the spike drops.
Waduh.
Viper's Pit now up by Rossi. They know they should have this round. How do you push back in? Look at what's happening again. Forsaken. It's happening again.
I think xquito has a decent idea that his brother's doing this.
All right, all right. Well, I want to see how Forsaken does he check it? Do you know what your brother's doing? Or is it going to be in a pink mist?
I mean, they got time to really make sure that they're set up. Kind of come from all 3 angles at once.
Ooh.
Unbelievable.
One shot, 1 kill. Now on to the next. And he's online for the ace. Rossi's right around the edge of it, and Forsaken just squeezed downtown.
Unbelievable. What a game he's already having. 11 kills in 5 rounds.
Are you kidding me?
Just blistering stuff from Forsaken. Goodness. I don't know what Jing was doing there. That was a little weird. He had the toxic screen in front of him, and he went to try to plant with no cover. But you know,
had it marked.
I know. I know. xquito knew. Jing's just, or Forsaken's just better.
Unbelievable. And the way that he was checking into the Viper's Pit as well, and making sure not to over-peek out the corner. Rossi was the one who walked into his crosshairs. And that's just
Udah ditembakin itu.
that allows Forsaken to capture that ace.
Ikonnya.
Next round. PaperX has been really good at going towards this ace site. T1 now, no longer aggressively pushing out of B. Forsaken goes back in for a bit of adventure on his own. Uses the cyber cage to set up the spy camera. Does not expect his brother on the other side. He only went in for this camera tag. The rest of the team, though, has already made their way in, but because of the smokes, Xia player able to take down Jing, something in for a bit of a trade. 2 players remaining. You've got Noden, you've got the Blade Storm.
Oh my.
Comes down to sharp shooting. They know the angles.
Tajam.
Steps back onto Izu's head.
Spike down
Triple
A.
kill on a hat trick now. He knows xquito right around the corner too. Doesn't have the spike though, so this is just gonna come down to kills. Can xquito be accurate enough to outsnipe this? Watches down the angle towards stairs. It's taking a little bit too much time, so he brings back around. Catches something just as he peeks out. The shot through the engine block, and T1 back 3-on-3.
Well, this is starting to look like a PaperX match for sure. It is fast and furious. And this time it's a bait and switch for xquito. Nice work there with Izu to get his brother Jason to fall for it. Rossi holding that door nicely. Something almost takes this round. I mean, these huge multi-kills for PaperX. You can see, wow, xquito wants that. He's got that serious look on his face.
And off of the win, a timeout being called now by Coach Autumn, interestingly enough. They have an equalized score. They want to bring it to a bit of a lead. They are sensing that PaperX, are coming in with a bit of an adjusted strategy. In the past, maybe it's the hyper-aggressive stuff, but this time around, you always want to watch out for Forsaken on this lurk.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the biggest part of this, is that they can't have Forsaken just running over their flanks and just tearing them apart. And certainly for Alex, he's probably trying to get them a little bit more dialed in, trying to get them a little more disciplined, because they're getting caught in some weird angles. Rossi's doing a good job finding some moments. So you got to be ready for xquito top. Got to make sure that you're not walking out in front of it. We saw it very early on when it was an outlaw, but basically the same gun in that situation, right? Where Forsaken just kind of wide peeks it enough. So you got to be kind of more diligent, some of the smokes and some of those things, and it is going to be time for that tour de force to come out, and this is the double op setup. Xia player can pick it up as well, and we see that all the time with T1 on this map.
Very potentially deadly stuff. I think there's also been a call for Forsaken to be a little bit more careful about some of these corners where xquito is definitely marking him. Something on with the judge, though, is a very interesting thing. They've managed to go in and flood down the B site. Spike has been planted. Jing with the showstopper, although it doesn't quite land. Good bit of damage. Rossi comes in for the trade. Mindfreak trades right back. Paranoia sent out by Izu as they try to push back out from the door side. Shrouded steps into the smoke. Now they're trying to play around it. Defy definitely hears this. Goes back in, just a pre-fire, but the run and gun doesn't quite work out. Something comes back in off of the information just to try to collect on these kills. But quiet land range, Xia player connects the shot, swaps over the classic, and lands a great old one onto Mindfreak.
Is that a no scope?
Apakah Scratch Wing bang? Nggak tahu bang. Seru banget ini.
Absolutely bonkers stuff. The pace of play is insane.
Planted.
I mean, this is just, oh no, the one-way Forsaken there. Just walking right underneath it. Yep.
Bisa kena anjir no scope. Cuma ya depan persis.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Mana Monjet
That's
bang?
why,
Tidak
I mean,
tahu
Side
bang.
player still is that duelist that can always step up if needed. He wasn't maybe as loud during kickoffs, but he definitely
Ya, bikin
still
seru tuh ya.
had great performances,
Escort
especially
lawan
against Zeta.
Jason kan.
Up against Paper X, it might be a
Tambah
little
Jing
different,
yang
but right
comeback.
now, today,
Jadi
this
seru
is
ini
shaping up to
ini.
be a bit of a challenge for Paper
Ada
X too.
beberapa itu.
We know how good he can be. And there's
Hal
just
yang
no
harus
breaks
ditonton.
on this game. I mean, this is just a full-on C hit. There is no hesitation with the Blade Storm to lead the way, trying to play off the back of these Seekers.
And T1 are just trying to respect Paper X as well. Walking through, did not check the corner where Izu
Nah,
is. Right up around the side, Jing tried to go in for the trade,
Kenapa
but
Jing tidak
unfortunately shut
wamil,
down
Bang?
as well. T1 now
Kesehatannya
having a
kayak
numbers advantage, gonna press
kurang
on
itu
with the
memadai
pressure.
katanya bang.
You got the showstopper, the rocket at the ready, and it does land. Forsaken right underneath, not able to deal with the close quarter duel. Now xquito coming out from the door, and they swung out, they captured Mind Freak, and we've gotten the round, gotten the lead. T1 moves forward.
Yep, flawless for T1.
Flawless.
Handling the pressure very nicely, not giving any opportunities for this aggressive style of Paper X. Just having a good read on when they can strike, when they can get in some angles. Paper X isn't expecting it. And that's always, again, a problem that you see sometimes with Paper X. I mean, Jing was trying to do something about it, but shot out of the air by Izu. Absolutely insane stuff for T1. They are
T1 sekarang rapi banget anjir.
already forcing that timeout. I don't blame Alex here. He needs to right the ship and right it fast. Definitely see if he can maybe get him to work the map a little bit more. Maybe see if they can put the tempo down a little bit.
Yeah.
Get Forsaken to not walk in front of his brother's op.
What are you gonna do? I mean, they're brothers.
It is, yes. It is hard when you like know each other so well like that. Like day to day, you're just like, who's gonna
Ini
have
cuma
a
Alex
better read
doang
on the
kayaknya
other?
nggak ada asistennya.
But I think it's also, I mean,
Nggak ada
they
asisten
do
coach.
have these strategies, they do have the set plans, but sometimes, perhaps, Paper X things, you know, you mentioned the tunnel vision, overheating a little bit. They had the spike down on C.
Yeah.
No real reason for something to continue pushing out all that far. You can admire the idea for Jing to try to go in for a trade, but after that, you know, without the numbers and the showstopper coming in from Saya player, it was just a bit of a tough round.
I mean, I'm sure in his mind, he's like, well, if I can just get towards their spawn and get to that raise before the raise gets the showstopper out,
Yeah.
then I'll look like a genius. But that's Paper X, right? Like, this is the way they play. It is high-octane gameplay, to say the least. And I don't mind the idea. I do a little bit want to see Jing pull back there and then play a little bit further back, but it's going to be tough,
Yeah.
no matter what, with that showstopper in play.
That's why it's a little bit of a tough position to be in. But at the very least, you can say that they have forced the hand of T1.
Yeah, economy's not great for Paper X. They had to invest just about everything they had into this round, and it still came up short. It's still a Guardian and a Bulldog.
Okay. Forsaken still lurking. Not really finding all too much. This time the protocol's in towards C. Playing together, not extending too much right now. They've got Waterfall, they've got the door marked.
They knew where that plant was coming down, and Rossi tried to punish it.
Excellent, waiting
reteknya.
for the door to tap.
Selalu rame gitu rupanya.
Should be able to hear most of this. You can see that he's
Ketahuan, nggak ada yang bantu Jason.
getting into his team right now. But unfortunately blinded, not quite able to do all too much. Devi on the other side, a bit of a tap at the Phantom, but instantly traded. Spotted xquito through Waterfall now, something. Wanting to take the duel, they know they have to watch out for Mound.
Oh nice.
Trades coming in, and the timer still ticking away. A bit more of a standard round.
Nice.
As Jing, alongside Mind Freak, do their job at anchoring
Wah,
down
dimain-mainin
Spike.
sama Jing gitu bro.
T1 not able to retake. Not unlike before.
Yeah, and I think Alex probably told him exactly what you were looking at in that previous round. Don't go too crazy. Get the plant down, then settle in. Get these post-plant coverages, get your trades in place, and that's what gets Paper X over the line here. A little bit cleaner in their reactions. Carpe having a really nice one. Getting 3 big kills. Just isn't quite enough. Xquito with that op in a rough position towards the end. And there was some good movement there from Jing. Didn't overcommit to that angle. Didn't give Xquito any real chance to take him down.
Cyber cage up again. We're back into that same C strat. T1 trying to adjust around it. Reinforcing the site now with Rossi and Izu. Side player joining the team.
Trying to use that prowler to set up
Waduh.
Xquito. Izu out of the air goes something.
Was that pre-aimed? I'm curious, but he definitely got that shot. Now Paper X has to rethink their decision. We can't quite go into C any longer.
Yeah, this is not. They've overstacked it, and then on this Forsaken again.
Wide swings just a little bit further, an inch over the crosshair. Xquito not able to fire off his operator.
Keren gak bisa nge-kill Jason anjir.
This time, this is how you play Lotus. You've got the Neuro Theft as well, but Rossi coming back in to investigate. Great awareness. With the op now, though, picked up from his brother. Not quite able to flick back over.
He wide swung that angle, opened himself up to 2, and had to check.
Tidur
Oh
harga.
man, 2-on-4.
Terus dari tadi si itu nggak bisa nge-kill
Doesn't need it yet.
si Jason loh.
Both players able to do so much. Now just pulls out the showstopper for a bit of security. Tries to blast back away into safety or hop away into safety, but Izu
Kepin
playing off
Skuret.
of his teammate.
Dari tadi nggak bisa nge-kill si Jason anjir. Kalah mulu timingnya.
Position to perfection. 6-4, T1. The adjustments for both sides are great, but T1 still feeling that lead.
Well, jeez Louise, Izu.
Nembak pas terbang kepala gitu,
I
bro.
don't know how Rossi read that. That's insanity. I don't know if there was an accidental footstep or sound given over by Mind Freak, but that's just tremendous awareness there. And Forsaken, again, we're seeing these problems where Paper X just starts to push more and more and more space on the map, but it gets to be too much too far. If Forsaken just kind of pulls back and holds a different angle, he doesn't offer himself to 2 potential angles that he has to worry about, and that's what ends up costing him. The timing. Just too much.
T1 exercising that patience. And now adjusting to another site. C has been blocked off by the Viper's Pit of Rossi. So in towards A. Trying to play around the door. You've got that Prowler being sent out something. Just trying to land a shot. Holds the position.
Nice.
Good swing now coming through.
No, nggak jadi nice.
But at what cost? You still got stairs to worry about. And Izu doing a good job at anchoring. Despite, you know, still calling him a bit of a rookie, he is providing that impact. X here now landing these shots.
Down A.
And Mind Freak trying to buy all the time he can. Forsaken. Got one.
Forsaken's got to watch out for Rossi.
Player
Oh.
standing.
Good dink. But X here with the shorty jumping over.
Udah expect aja. Dar.
Wow.
Game sense-nya bagus.
He knows.
He knows. He's been
Last
pretty good at
round
reading.
before the switch.
Just because he's losing to his brother sometimes in the duels doesn't mean he hasn't read it pretty damn
Tidak
well.
diragukan lagi game sense-nya, bro.
Good grasp coming in from T1.
I love it. I mean, but one of the concerns I have, and this is something I mentioned at the beginning, is that
Enemy
if you
remains.
leave
Wow,
these sidelines
100.000
open for
dari
Xquito,
kuda liar. Pesan, Woin nonton apaan tuh?
Lagi nonton Valorant. Ini ada satu keluarga kakak adik
or at
lagi
least, you know, they're not
musuh-musuhan.
finding the right timing
Thank you,
to
udah lihat
snap the
donasinya.
stroke
Ah,
off,
kita
that
aja.
Xquito isn't allowed to punish it.
Thank you, thank you, thank
They
you.
are on a buy,
Sebenarnya
they are
nanti
on
dulu ya,
the
habis ini kelar, ntar main nih. Aku masih siap DBD.
Oh, it's that nightfall.
Thank you donasinya, aku udah lihat. Terima
Oh
kasih.
my god.
Sound
Lalu
completely
Cyclops.
robbed, low health.
Kabar
and it's
baik,
just
coy.
instills
Mantap,
the rest of the
coy.
T1 squad with so much confidence.
Sekarang
Just
sih jago
push
sekali,
out,
Bang. Iya, dia kalau
decimate
udah pakai
Paper X.
operator
It's
udah
this
kayak gitu tuh.
toxic screen that
Thank you
cuts
udah
off,
lihat ya.
the front
Happy
line
weekend,
players
happy
of Paper
weekend.
X again, and they don't have any ability to
Long
help off the back of it
weekend.
quick enough, and so you lose your 2 duelists.
The
onto
squad's
that.
been, split in half because of this.
Harusnya orang-orang
Saw
udah
it
pada
earlier,
libur
Jing
dari
died,
hari Jumat.
trying to plant the
Sabtu
spike,
ya?
but they
Sabtu
still
harusnya
able to
udah pada
recover the
libur
round,
kan?
but this time it's going to take some heroics from Dubai and Mind Freak.
Last player standing.
Not today, not for now, as we near the end of the first half. An 8-4 shaping up for T1. And I mean, just think about
Thank
how
you
it happens
donasinya.
again.
Terima kasih ya.
You've got all of these players from the side of T1, and they are just
30 seconds
prepared to toss all of these haymakers against Paper X. That Nightfall.
Mi, lu
toxic
main
screen
konten warning sama
approach
siapa, Mi?
Paper Thin, and now the rest of
Farid dan
them just
kawan-kawan
working on these kills.
kagak ngeklaim konten warning aja, kacau lah emang.
They start swarming for Devi.
Alright, you look at the first. He knew that one was coming in from defender spawn, and that's why he turned around, but yeah, 3 players coming out from Mound. 8-4 at the end of the first half.
Gamenya bagus kan?
This is great stuff from T1. All it took was that one time out. They were pretty well on track after that. You know, great recognition there by Autumn, even after winning a round, that they needed adjustments, that they needed to kind of take the fight to Paper X at times.
Itu game
Get
bener-bener buat
themselves into better
seneng-seneng sama
positions,
temen
use
aja.
their utility to their
Evan.
advantage. Kind of cut up Paper X piece by piece. They certainly have made a bit of paper mache out of Paper X so
Sama
far.
Alip. Nggak kenal sih aku.
Heck. It's the Matryoshka Jing, like what is that?
Seru kan, Mi? Masa nggak seru, Mi?
The Russian doll.
Seru nggak, Mi? Seru nggak, Mi?
Yeah, it does, you know, feel as though Paper X takes a little bit of time to adjust around this. Like you're mentioning, not turning them into paper mache. There's so much that they have to kind of work around. Meanwhile, T1 has had all this time to prepare. They picked this map intentionally, and it shows that they definitely know how to work their way around it. I mean, some of these
Lumayan. Kok
setups
lumayan anjir?
where you
Emang
have
nggak seru kok?
Izu watching for something as he tries to execute onto C. Xquito marking a lot of these positions where he just knows, you know, whether or not it's his
Anjir,
brother
kayak
who's gonna
nonton
show up
teater
or, you
gitu
know,
ya.
some of the other players from Paper X.
Here.
There's still a little bit of an adjustment period.
Stage-nya kayak nonton teater,
Yeah,
bro.
there's very few rounds that T1 was completely fooled. They read things pretty well for the most part. Took some pretty spectacular plays from Paper X to really dislodge Xquito.
Kayak nonton di panggung gitu loh.
Having a phenomenal
Oh,
half.
bagus
Saya
sih.
player 12 and 8, Rossi 11.
Kalau ada yang kemarin tuh yang
Izu
lingkar
99,
itu jelek.
Some of
Gitu.
those kills Izu has gotten have
Ya,
been
nonton
really
dikit.
flashy. So you gotta like what you're seeing for T1.
Nonton
Now,
hasil
over to the
ngevlog
attacker
daripada
side.
rekaman.
Again,
Ya
generally
kadang
this map, that's the side you're gonna favor.
kadang kan
A lot of work to be done
kayak
by Paper
hal-hal
X.
yang tidak
Some,
tidak apa namanya?
mound hit here. They're just gonna
Nggak
push.
ke-expect sama kita kan kayak itu loh. Ke-replay nonton lagi kan.
It's gonna work out. Something able to trade off for Jing, but unfortunately that sheriff has been dropped. Xquito now on the other side.
Akhirnya Kevin
Able to
ngekill
capture onto Forsaken.
Jason.
Mind Freak on the other side with a classic. Just peeks out at the right time,
Sudah
but
reload.
goes in for
Ah,
the
reload.
reload. And Rossi just capitalizes.
Oh, nice,
Something
nice,
now
nice,
with the
nice,
swings,
nice,
and
nice.
all of a sudden Rossi, cold and alone, feels the pressure, needs to get the spike down at the very least. He has the timing for it, but Paper X has the numbers.
Sheriff gonna be grabbed by Devi, able to get a big chunk of healing. That could be a very, very important factor into how this round plays out. But Paper X kind of gambled incorrectly here. This is gonna take some time, and now they realize, uh-oh.
Wow. Okay. So if you were in Rossi's shoes in this very situation, you can sense the timing of which Paper X might take to rotate over back onto C. He's going to make use of this. There were some pings across the map.
He's gonna hear the footsteps, so. Less
Whoa! Something with the swing just
Anjir.
The widest
Aku juga kayak gitu tuh.
strafes all the way over.
Emang seru
to
aja
the
pakai
right.
pakai ghost lari-larian kayak gitu, coy.
End it.
Menyenangkan anjay.
Try to keep up with that. That's hard, man. I mean,
Lari pakai gas terus nembak itu seru banget
at
anjir.
some point,
Asli.
Yeah.
but he just keeps going. You expect him to try to shoot back. You know, you got to stop to get the aim steady to this game.
Ya nggak dilatih pavinya
He's
something ya.
waiting. He knows it.
We're having fun.
That's all according to plan there. He's like, I'm just gonna keep going, Devi. You swing on the back of it if there's contact and get the kill.
It's a good shot. A bit of a tech pause again as the players trying to correct their equipment or audio issues. But for now, you know, Paper X coming back in with his pistol. They are now 8-5, able to buy back up on the next. That's right. On the defending side, I think it's that Pacific thing.
Ya kenapa
Their
tuh
Pacific
Bang?
things are pushing on defense. T1 just not
Oh,
quite.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. These are only things that happen in Pacific, it feels like sometimes. I mean, this is what makes Pacific so fun, is we're a little off the rails. And that's a good thing. I mean, come on. Two out of the top 3 teams in Madrid were Pacific.
Yeah.
I mean, it works for us, all right?
Still waiting for the one team to, you know, possibly Shanghai or Champions Korea, maybe.
It's happening this year.
It has to.
Look, this is all right. I'm just coming out there, going with the big prediction. Either Shanghai or in Seoul, there will be a Pacific team that lifts a trophy this year.
Has to be.
Just saying.
Hear
That's
that?
a
America's
guarantee.
EMEA? Yeah.
Yeah. That won't come back to bite me at all.
Well, I guess
Nothing-
we'll find out. But
Nothing could go wrong.
yeah, I mean, apart from that, I think it's also just really lovely to see how, you know, PaperX, although it's taken a bit of time and they haven't had that much time to adjust, they're still able to just plug and play, go into the game, and you have some of these ideas where
Nah, ini kayak lama
Pacific
nih.
peeks out of pillars,
Kalau lama sih bisa main DBD dulu
hides
ini
underneath
Martin.
that box where he actually is able to peek out and, you know, collect on a few more kills.
Yeah, there's these extra layers to what PaperX does that makes them so tricky, right? Because it feels like they're kind of just W keying at you. Like, obviously that's their motto, but they actually kind of don't at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like, like somebody's gonna W key at you, but there's plans behind it. Like you can see in that pistol round, right? Something's pushing way out there, but he's quick to react to be like, "Oops, I overdid it," and he still has the dash, so he can piece out. But then there's the other side of it coming, and then there's another layer to it, because like you said, there's the Forsaken there, and then Mind Freak as well, and they hide it. So there's actually a lot of strategy that goes into what PaperX does. People kind of meme on this team, and it kind of makes me a little bit upset in a way, because there's actually quite a bit going on underneath the surface. They're sort of like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Maybe like, that's not good. I was going to say a duck. You know how ducks are like really smooth on top of the water, and it looks like they're just, you know, like, and then underneath,
just floating.
but underneath it's like
they're actually paddling.
Yeah, but it's not quite right. That's not good enough.
I'll take it, actually. Yeah,
All right.
Or, you know, there's that picture of the iceberg where, like, underneath,
Yes.
yeah, there's actually a lot
It
more.
looks shallow, but it's actually quite deep. I think that's better. I like yours
Precisely.
better.
Nah, I like the duck, because ham quack.
That's fair. You know, it didn't even occur to me until just now.
But yeah, I mean, that's exactly what PaperX has, but whether or not they can actually convert that pistol win into even more rounds, that's still something that we have yet to see, because another thing that they're always known to do is to sometimes overheat a little bit too much. T1 definitely shows that, you know, today they have a lot of these set plans, they have a lot of counter strategies and prepared against PaperX.
Yeah, and T1 is happy to brawl too. Like, if that's what it comes down to, then T1's got the players to do it. No doubt that they are just as capable mechanically. So it's just a matter of getting yourself in the right places at the right time, reading things correctly. So the first half, absolutely they had a good read on it. Absolutely, this is a map that T1 has always been favoring since this new roster was put together. You can see why. And I mean, obviously Xquito's a big part of it on that chamber. He has so many sightlines and options to really utilize that agent to its fullest. And I'm thinking maybe some other teams should look into it.
Yeah. I mean, you can really see how they make use of that operator a lot, chamber especially. And, you know, we're always talking about how we want to see more teams pick up the chamber, maybe Yay back on it. We haven't seen it so far, but
Like
Xquito is one of these players, alongside Laz, who has definitely shown us how to make use of this, how to use that rendezvous, the trademark, and he really puts himself in these positions where he marks a lot of these angles, and it makes it a little bit oppressing for some of the PaperX players to peek out of, unless they kind of have an idea that he's around the corner.
lama nih kayaknya nih.
But again, PaperX doesn't account for it enough, right?
7-10 lah ya.
Forsaken did
it's
the
hard.
one round with the
It's
ace.
hard.
Enggak,
It's hard.
7 ya
Because, like,
7-10.
eventually you're going to run out of utility. You know what I mean? If
Kalau
if
belum main
Xquito is
juga
disciplined
DBD
enough,
kita.
there just isn't enough utility available in a round to deal with him. That being said, I still felt like there were a few opportunities for PaperX to do a little bit more to try to make him uncomfortable. Whatever, that's neither here nor there, but I think a lot of teams can run chamber on this map. I mean, obviously, yeah, Laz is the first one that comes to mind. You can still kind of do the same kind of things that T1 does. Throw the double operator, throw it over to depth. Look, I think chamber's just fine on most maps. I think Ascent is about the only map where I'm just like, well, I think you're mostly better off playing a Killjoy no matter who you are. But, you know, it is what it is. I'll be curious to see. I mean, Alex did hint during the desk that they do have a chamber comp somewhere.
Who's
trying to
gonna
think what map it could be Bind maybe, but
who's going to be the one playing the chamber?
I think Forsaken.
And, you know, I kind of wish I had a Chef Toke here next to us so that I can, you know, I'm cooking.
Well,
Forsaken chamber versus Xquito chamber.
I mean, that would be...
Oh.
That's just a dream. I mean, that's everybody in the world will lose their mind, and that's okay. That's a good thing. I mean, because then I think, you know, well, Something plays a lot of Gecko, so you can do that on Bind. So you can play Chamber, you can play Jing on the Rays, Something on the Gecko, Divide on the Sky, and then
Forsaken on the chamber.
Yeah, Mind Freak. Yeah, and then Mind Freak on like Brimstone or whatever you want to do. I think that could be their Bind comp. I don't know.
You never quite know, but the fact that there is that possibility is always a lot of fun. And it just makes you think, you know, how much PaperX has prepared for this, how they're going to get Jing back into, you know, peak form for this roster to take on the whole of VCT Pacific.
And it hasn't, and I can tell that Jing is uncomfortable. Like, you can tell that Alex wasn't just messing around during
Nah, udah main.
During the interview.
Kurang 1 menit lagi DBD tadi itu.
It does take a little bit of time. I mean, I'm sure Jing is just, you know, still reacclimating back to being in a different country, being back with the team. It's a bit of a reunion, but at the same time, there is work to be done. There's that rendezvous. What a peak.
Well, it is going to be Jing with the Outlaw here. You kind of expect the Vandal and the Outlaw to be swapped between those two players, so kind of an interesting idea coming through. T1's going to try to flood. Only one.
Just in terms of preference players and the positioning that they have,
Ooh.
PaperX has the right setup as T1 tries to barrel through, but Divide shovels them down. It's going to be PaperX, of course, coming back in. Now Mind Freak, a little bit more money.
Is this the glass cannon? We saw this earlier not go so hot for Bleed. And yeah, Xquito's going to stick with it, it looks like. Jing there, just a little bit off, and that second shot does kick. Outlaw can be a bit of a mule.
In we go.
So, decent weaponry available from PaperX, but this might catch him a little off guard. Oh my god, that util.
Okay.
Whoa,
Managed
scary.
to evade all of it. But it's still enough information to know that primary forces of PaperX are around the A site, so the go signal towards C. Forsaken has to stay tucked away. He's got some of these cages, he's got some tricks, but is it going to be enough to deal with the full forces of T1? Saya with the blast pack peak, able to take him down. Oh, what?
Lanjut dapat 2.
Through the smoke! A bit of a skewer, 2 hits. Just get pierced. Now the 3 of them, remaining T1 players, pushing down into the vendor spawn. Xquito's got the operator, able to make use of it. He's trying to be vocal about what he needs. The rest of the team trying to come back into support, but Jing just with the patience to tap on the brakes a little bit. Hide inside this dark cover provided by Mind Freak, and sticking the defuse all the way through. Xquito has to peek out, but that's just a punishment
Nice, bro.
that you're afforded when PaperX takes you to school.
Comeback ini udah.
Bonus round collected.
Menusronnya menang, bro. Dapat OP lagi.
I'm speechless. Sometimes I feel, after I feel like I've seen it all with PaperX, something does this.
Nih dapat 2 kepala.
Please explain.
Anjir lah.
Please explain.
Remaining.
Nice! It's unreal. A great post plant there from Mind Freak, holding in that smoke. And then I think when Xquito switched back over to the op, it might have given his position away just a little bit. The barrel on that thing's so long.
Yeah.
And it does cost them going into that early op. I mean, he found a good kill, but the rest of the team not really able to adjust. I mean, again, it's frankly kind of unfair what something did to them in that round.
It's just a little bit of unfortunate timing for T1, you know, and just great plays from something to go around the door at the right time. But whatever it is now, Prowler being spent to just deal with the tripwires. They know that Forsaken's right around the corner. Didn't quite expect him to peek out at that time, though. Takes down Carpe. A couple more players going his way. Izu with a Sheriff able to cut down Forsaken at his knees. And now it's down to the rest of PaperX to try to recover from this initial assault.
Oh, Jing.
Oh, tries to peek out.
Great patience.
xquito still on a bit of that flank, able to catch on to Mind Freak. The rest of the players from Paper X still up in front. Something with the operator trying to land a shot, but xquito already knows where to look. Jing, feeling a bit of the pressure, tries to hop away. Has the paint shells, he spends it, but the entire site engulfed in smoke. Izu with the stinger is the one who ends his life.
Unreal. Chaos. That's the best word to describe this. Chaos. And that you wouldn't have any other way playing against Paper X.
No kidding.
I mean, Forsaken loses that battle. Again, a few timing things just go the wrong way
Enemy remaining.
for Paper X, and T1 is so quick to punish. xquito looking like his brother. Remember, his brother just running people over on the other side of the map, winning duels you don't think he's going to have any business winning. And he just does it right back to him.
For sure. I mean, he instantly knows, again, like, where to post himself up, where to mark these positions. He plays around the timing of the rotations, timing of the peaks from some of the opposing team's players. Another thing that I do want to point out is, interestingly enough, T1 has these setups on the C side where they make use of Rossi and Izu's smokes. You got that poison cloud right next to Izu's dark cover, and it just provides that much more, you know, it's a lot more oppressive for a player like Jing to have to peek into them.
No doubt. You're absolutely right. That was a really rough spot for Jing. He's trying to do what he can to use his paint shells to clear that space that you're talking about, but didn't really happen. Now you're going to have Op, Odin, tour de force, showstopper for Jing.
The big guns.
Devi has, okay, a bulldog. I was like, Devi, you got to buy there, my friend. And only a stinger.
Well, if it's any consolation prize, most of the Paper X players are 1 point away from their ultimates. Jing has his rocket, and is that enough? You know, you can't really just blind showstopper against a player like xquito.
Jing got tagged up a little bit by that Odin spam.
Bit of presence. They know that there's an Odin somewhere on the map. Something around Mound, being marked by Saya player of all things. There's that rocket. It's just trying to deter them from pushing further into the A site. Now that that rocket has been spent, the rest of Paper X are thinking, let's rotate over to defend another part of the map. It's going to be that Boombot that gives something a bit of a tell, so he's able to punish Saya player. That Op is now dropped.
Jing actually caught Carpe for quite a bit of damage on that showstopper. Only 25 HP left. No way to heal that up. Gonna have to try to bully your way through xquito.
Stairs though.
Yeah, Devi's got to be so careful.
Izu's they're trying not to tell Paper X what they're doing. Now that the dark cover comes up though, Paper X definitely aware. The jump peek. Can't do that too often now, but Devi peeks out at the right time. Slays two, looks for the third. 1, 2, and 3. The fourth for Jade. Paper X, 9-8.
Uncle Devi getting it done there. Great timing. Look, he calls himself Uncle, so
yeah.
I'm allowed to as well. That's my logic there. I mean, this is just great timing from him to find this. You know, that's first of all a great shot from xquito, hitting the jiggle peeking something, and then the timing here to get two flashes immediately.
Jumps out.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant individual play from Devi that wins that round. That's, you know, he's been so good on Sky for so long. I love to watch him play it.
Kind of looks like Alex almost lost his
No
mind.
way!
Wow. At least Mind Freak managed to take him out mid-air, but great opening from Side Player with the Rockets. Forsaken now peeks out off of it. Paper X presses the go signal. Along with the Seekers, Forsaken 2 kills from that Phantom. xquito, the only one left, comes back in to try to retrieve the spike, but he's got so many targets. There is that Jing movement. What a return.
Love it. It's just like coming back home to mom's cooking, man. You know, like
Oh, yeah.
seeing Jing use that, land on a blast pack and then hit your head on a dime. Absolutely nuts. This push out for the bag of these Seekers. I mean, this is what.
Ya apa sih? Tiba-tiba mau media share aja itu. Lu gak kayak gini, Mang. Ini pasti Mamang kali deh. Lu bikin kayak gini lah, Mang.
Self with flashes. Just such a Such a good Sky player.
Siapa lagi nih kalau mau yang ngomong kali aja?
Yeah, everyone knows how to work off of it.
Nah, ini Bang Indonesia Mang.
This team works so well. They've got the synergy. They've
Main
got
konten
the
warning Mang,
chemistry.
bagus itu.
Something still safe enough. The door swung open. Forsaken finds his own frag. Spike dropped, and it's T1, you know, not able to quite commit into this.
They're gonna have to change directions. I don't really think you want to mess with this seaside, but they think about waiting it out, seeing if they can get some rotates out of Paper X. Paper X can be a little bit antsy, but
Stream
they can spread
reclean.
themselves a little bit thinner.
Makanya premium kocak.
Jing over on B, keep the
Emang main
just
itu
keep
Mang.
eyes on it. But I think this
Konten
is the right
warning
move
bagus
from
bro.
T1 to try to go over towards A. You still have to from the shadows.
Konten
and
warning
things
bagus
don't look
bro.
great, but and that's why I think part of the reason that Paper X is spreading the map like they are. But some of that attention paid over there. Saya player, fast kill onto something.
Great punish.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds now, they have to go in, but Mindfreak,
Remaining.
he has been stepping up. He showed what he's capable of in Madrid, and now he's coming back in to collect on 3 more skulls. As T1 drops to the ground, it's 10-9 now. Paper X have won 3 rounds in a row. The streak is starting to build.
Well, remember when I said I had the Paper X script? They start slow,
Enemy
then
remaining.
they come back. It is the way of the Paper X, my friend.
This is the way.
This is the way. It's just amazing. Now you got an outlaw here, knowing that it's going to be a weaker buy with the blade storms as well for something. Love this little cheeky purchase.
It's all across half armor. It's just such great game sense and awareness. The toxic screen,
Apa
you know,
aja?
might just give them a bit of a leg room, but
Nggak tahu, ngajak Farid, yang
tries to
jelas.
draft away, but not too bad with the
Satunya nggak tahu
standard, they'll be
siapa.
able to gun him down.
Face your fear.
Really?
Wow, committing into this. Side player down to 5 HP though, they have to be a little bit careful. At least the trails will alert them as to where some of these Paper X players are positioned, but they had no idea. A couple more coming through the door, and that's gonna be T1, unfortunately not quite able to secure it. They had the Viper's Pit up and everything, and you could see the idea that they wanted to go for, but fortunately just not quite able to deal with this aggression from Paper X.
Well, and I think that's part of what Paper X is waiting for their timing on this retake flood. They know that they're trying to get that Viper's Pit online, so they know who's planting it, they know what the idea is, and then there's that timing after he plants it where he has to throw the Viper's Pit down. That takes a couple seconds. That's a perfect opportunity to exploit the timing there. That's just brilliant. Actually, that's
Exactly.
really, really smart from Paper X, guys.
I mean,
that's not just random. That's like, they knew what they were doing there.
We say that it's aggression, and yeah, it's definitely not random. Already so cognizant and aware of what T1 are about to do. The Nightfall, I think, was the signal, and Mindfreak was just in position, waiting to strike when the iron is hot. So T1 having to adjust now. They've lost their lead. They've had some great rounds in this first half, but onto the attack. I mean, how do you deal with it?
It's a great question.
So far in the second half, they've only won 1 round, Paper Thin.
I think you got to start playing with the map a little bit. I think you got to make sure there's no early aggression, set up for some early attempted picks on any Paper X push outs, and then start working the map. You know, drift towards A, cut over through baby door towards B, drift over towards C, you know, rotate back to A, stuff like that. You keep Paper X a little bit more off balance. Don't give them the opportunities.
Dan ini
They gotta set up
bener-bener
for
lah.
you, to put you in their crosshairs, to put you in their crossfires.
Can't just go in for the big cross, the big punches.
Somebody needs
Without
to be lurking
at least,
too.
yeah, softening
That's the
up
other thing.
defenses. I think we do have xquito or Rossi on that job now.
This is
So
what they
good
need
ideas.
to do. This is exactly what they need to do.
Good ideas from Coach Autumn, yes.
Oh ini.
No choice but to let them.
Now you put Saya player 1 away from a showstopper, and he's going to be left as the anchor over here to try to buy a little bit of attention. He's looking for that pick. He would love to get that, and then he can maybe showstopper in and really sell this fake.
I'm thinking about beating the
Satchel
loop.
out. Satchel out.
All right, side player.
Perfect.
Satchel's away. Paper X hears it. They're reading the movements. Mind Freak instantly goes over onto Baby Door just to check. Still a little bit worried about something with this judge. Oh, ooh, okay. Airstream's back in.
Out the
Everything, I am so nervous.
I can tell. It's okay.
Spike planted.
Oh no!
Now
Mind
you've got
freak.
a lot of cover.
No, no, no! Oh my God! So lucky that showstopper.
Great
didn't
mechanics to dodge it, but he knows he has to watch out for a Saya player still. T1 building up on this.
one enemy
Off of
remaining.
Autumn's strat calling. Carpe executing it. Everyone pushing up forward now. They have the sight.
It's gonna run out of time.
Slow and steady default into A, and it just works out well. Something, yeah. I mean, he's got the judge anyway, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Blaze Storm already pops. Might as well try to go for some kills, but T1, great adjustments coming through.
Exactly what I wanted to see. It worked great. I love it. Coach Autumn, I really highly, highly rate him in the way that he works with this team, the way he gets them into the right places. Sometimes they kind of lose their heads a bit. And now he's like, wait a minute, guys. Hold on. We don't need to play into Paper X's game. We don't need to be dragged down in the mud. You know, we need to kind of rise above it all, keep our feet dry, and play a little bit more of a consistent game.
Satchel out.
It works that time. Now, what's going to be the adjustment for Paper X? Well, take a little bit of a space here. This isn't super unusual, obviously. Now, something with an operator getting this deep, a little tough. It's being accounted for in some respects by T1. You can see a few of their players in spawn, sort of waiting this out. But how much further is something willing to go? Oh, he
man.
got Rossi.
Just as the smoke drops too. Perfectly timed. Now you've got all of these trap setups all up around C. Saya player just trying to do the same thing that he did before in case Paper X pushes out. But nobody's found. Forsaken goes for a bit of stray. Tracer rounds spotted. Paper X knows.
Untung Jason pakai
Good
itu tuh,
positioning so
pakai
far
Phantom.
from Paper X.
He was half a second away from
Kalau
getting
nggak
that kill
di
with Forsaken.
tembak
If he
balik
pulled
gitu
that
ya kalau
trigger
pakai
just a
Vandal.
little bit sooner, he might have found one. Already seen a couple through the
T1.
smokes.
Right.
They got to work the map, but now Paper X has planted their feet. They're not really biting on much. Deadby gonna get this kill. Yep.
I mean, he's trying to work the map, but Carpe
30
is just
seconds
exploring it on his own. They know that they are running out of options. Don't want to go to A because the operator's there. B has been blocked off. No choice but to barrel through into C, but that's where Forsaken is. Xquito, good shots,
Spike down.
but when it comes
C.
down to it, running out of space, running out of time, Mizu
Nice.
tries to thread the needle,
got
but
this
Jing catches him instead. It's 12 to 10 now.
Yeah, and
Match point.
it's great counter moves here from Paper Rex, where they're just like, wait.
Makasih
A
bang.
little bit more patient.
Wadak
Let's
budget
keep
aja
our
lu.
information game in check. Let's make sure we have all of our bases covered. Don't give them the ability to over-rotate. That's part of why they push A early there. So they have that information. So they know that they don't have to commit to anything else. And they can hang on. And you get that pick onto Rossi. You know he's probably going to be on the edge. So you know you can stay at C. The change up in the tripwires there for Forsaken also very good because it caught the landing zone of Saya, gave him a free kill.
Okay.
It's a lot of those little things.
It's precisely like you said, but right now, T1 going back to those lurks that we wanted to see from Xquito before. Operator versus operator. Well, not an operator this time. But nonetheless, a bit of a lurk. T1 trying to work the map.
They've done a good job of keeping something off balance with that operator for the most part, other than that previous round. Able to clear the chamber utility, something. Now he's just going to hold the angle. And so you know it's not beast. You can kind of put 2-2, right? You know it's not going to be coming beast. You can hold 2A, 2C, or wherever you feel like they're going to go. In fact, they're making a great read here. Jing already making his way over to A.
Yeah. Paper X just really controlling the map, but how can T1 really work their way around this? They don't want to explore B all too much. Now kind of planted their feet firmly in the sand for A site. you need those protocols to carefully
30
clear and
seconds
check every single one of these bounds. First of all, tree going through. Paranoid's been sent out. Trade's
One
coming
enemy
in, but
remaining.
look at the number of
Strike down.
reinforcements that Paper Rex has.
Gege.
Defy and
Defenders
Jing.
Lu
Back
badut
in
lu
action.
badut ya.
Paper Rex ends out the first map. This was T1's map pick, but Paper Rex just shows exactly how strong they are.
What do you do against this team, man? Well, they're so challenging to play against. Even when you feel like you've got them on the ropes, that you've got the read on them, they just can flip a switch, and they are a different team in a heartbeat. You see it time and time again. Go back and look at a bunch of Paper X games and look at their first maps, and look at how they start. So many times they're down pretty heavily early, and then just something, not the player, but the ideas in their head change, and they just turn it on.
You know, it comes from Coach Alex after round
Yeah,
17 in his
yes,
timeout.
yes.
So our desk will break down all of that. What exactly happened? How did Alex write everything, and how did Paper X come back?
Paper X once again remains unshaken as one of the dominant teams here. And continuing on Lotus, I know T1 has been working on Lotus so long against Paper Rex, and they came closer this time, but it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, but this is a loss now on Lotus for the side of T1. I think that takes them to 66% winner. This is the third time they played it. Anyway, I'm not going to try to do maths. This was a good map here between both of these teams. Honestly, a bit of a refresher after a fairly rough opening series. This was very much back and forth. Great starts to play. Some fantastic clutches from both squads coming through there. Can we just go to blind now? I want to keep watching the game.
Feels like Jing never left, right? It feels like again, there was that point where we're talking about how he's going to reintegrate with the team, but he's just doing his own thing, and the timing's still there here for Paper X. So it's working so well for them. That being said as well, Forsaken, talking about how under the weather he is, he's not. He's getting 3K every single round.
Man dropped an ace. He gave us our second ace of the day.
He dropped an ace. I think it's worth noting, you know, every time we looked at his cam, he looked not as, energetic as we normally see him, but it's almost like him being sick. He's
Made
just
him sharper.
highly focused on just clicking heads. And that's exactly what he did, especially as a Sentinel MVP here. Again, not entirely surprising. It is Forsaken, after all. The tempo that we know and love about Paper Rex definitely came into full play here. We did see them play in Madrid, but when you insert Jing here, it seems that the chemistry was just a lot more natural.
Yeah,
Understandably.
This is kind of what I thought was going to happen, was just, Jing's going to come back in. There's been these questions of, okay, it's been several months since he's played. He hasn't been scrimming with the team. How's it going to look? And I just felt like he's going to come back in, and he's just going to look like Jing. Like, I just feel like he's going to come in. He's going to have a fantastic first day, maybe stumble a little bit in the future, but I think that just he's got the motivation. He's got the excitement behind him. He's right back on stage in a very comfortable position. And that very much shined through here. As we'll take a look back at Forsaken getting that ace, just absolutely incredible from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jing just looking right at home. Something as well, heating up way faster in this set. A little bit of a slower beginning for him, but then just started really taking over as well.
Yeah, Mindfreak also just kind of, I think, bringing that energy that we saw from him in Madrid, and it's still kind of here. Still getting a couple of those multi-kills, great assistance on utility. When Paper Rex go for these super aggressive pushes onto Mount, as you can see there. So that kind of thing just kind of evens out what we saw here, that Paper Rex definitely needed to, secure this first game.
We do have to talk about xquito too. He was incredible on this map as Chamber.
No, he really was. I mean, you can see that, there's that one time playing on that B side. He kind of overthinks what angle he needs to be holding with that operator. Forsaken's able to take it out of his hands, etc. But for the most part, I mean, he was just looking damn clean with it. I mean, headhunter shots, op, doesn't really matter. xquito continues to deliver when it comes down to that chamber play. This was really, really good. I think for the side of T1, though, I mean, another shout out has to go over to Saya player, who is putting up some pretty damn incredible figures in his own right. But one of the things that was very much lacking initially for T1 was impact from Izu, somebody that we've really come to rely on for T1. Wasn't finding too much success there for the longest. I think he went like 0-6-1 at one point before he was able to finally get a kill on the board. If Izu is firing like we normally see him, this very well is very likely a different result. It's probably T1 being able to take that map. So I think that now you have that bit of a warm-up out of the way, shake off the loss, get focused up as you get ready to go into bind.
Yes, completely agree with you on Izu there. Now, Bind, even if Paper X has only shown it once during kickoff, we've seen the Jing Bind so many times. And the last time we saw it, I think it might have been Champions. We're excluding AVL here. Champions last year, where they did a last-minute composition change. So I wonder now what kind of bind we're going to see them. T1, on the other hand, Coach Autumn did an interview with the Korean desk, and you know, he mentioned that he felt that he was happy to see Gen.G make it to the top 3, but they also feel they're a stronger team than Gen.G. And well, we kind of know what happened between Gen.G and Paper X both times.
Yeah.
Bold statement there.
I mean, it certainly is, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think you'd much rather see a team have confidence in themselves than to not. So I'd say more props to them, and obviously we'll eventually have the opportunity to prove that exact thing and see whether or not T1 can take down Gen.G. But yeah, maybe feeling like, you know, they would have been able to finish off that grand finals had they been able to qualify. But for now, this is going to be their first hurdle. You know, the first thing that's blocking them from getting those championship points that have eluded them so far.
I think right now the main advantage that T1 might have over Paper X on Bind is that they're blind on their Bind, on T1's Bind.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, it's game time. It's our game time.
Oh.
I'm less enthusiastic about this game because we keep de-ranking Achilles. It's a guessing game, and you guys can play at home. Keep score at home.
It's another 50-50. Like, this is just a random, like, we don't know. This is so hard to predict.
My prediction here is, you know, Paper X, they kind of go on a slow start, so I feel like Alex is the one that's going to chill guys, time out, then they're going to start bringing in the rounds. That's kind of my thought process on this.
Yeah, I mean, let's just do it. Let's figure it out. So I think I'm in agreement. So then we can just show it.
All right, let's show it.
Okay, we're all saying it's going to be Paper X on the timeout first.
I feel like because we saw a lot of it happening during kickoff and Madrid, I know, you know, Jing is back now, but Jing has definitely not ever stopped Alex from doing timeouts. In fact, it's usually Jing who's causing the timeout. So, yeah, this is our vote. I don't know how you guys feel at home.
I
you agree with
think
us?
this surely has to go one of two ways. It's either it's T1 calling it because Paper X come out swinging, they look like gods on Bind, and T1 really needs to pump the brakes and try to stop things. I think we actually saw Autumn maybe time out first there on Lotus, and it was you know, after that round win, I think, to tie things at 3-3, but things were just a little bit too shaky. And so it's either that or it's T1 have a really good approach on Bind, which historically they have. I'm expecting to see Carpe back over onto the Gecko, and Paper X are not sticking their game plan, and Alex immediately is trying to intervene and tell them to turn their brains off again.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine an overheating situation.
looks like most people agree with us.
Oh!
Yeah.
69% of people agree with us. Cool.
Well,
nice.
We'll see.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, what kind of agent picks? We've seen various iterations. We saw the kickoff composition. We saw Yoru there, but you know, we've seen various forms of double duelists coming from Paper X. And T1, are we also going to see a double duelist from them? How are you guys feeling about this? I know this is as unpredictable as the question we just got, but
I mean, T1 could go with the double duelist. They could play the Yoru. I mean, we've seen that from them on Breeze. Isu does play Yoru. I think that they're probably the most likely team to actually play it, surprisingly, because I think that if you're going to just come back into this, you know, with Jing not having played for a while, I think trying to run the Yoru raise composition right off the bat, I think that that's a bridge too far. I think you need to just keep him at maximum comfort. If anything else, I think it would probably be maybe even something going for the Reina comp again alongside the raise. I think that would make much more sense compared to trying the Yoru again.
And I mean, the Lear support for Jing just allows him to do, you know, those aggressive double satchels again. So anything that kind of supports the homecoming of Jing, probably definitely going to be something to watch out for there. Izu, my thoughts on him, he's just super comfortable on the Yoru, so might as well just bring it out if they want to do so. It's pretty strong, but not going to happen this time.
There it is. Okay. Nailed it.
All right. Okay, we've seen this before. We've seen
Wait,
floating codes
pakai
from
harbor
Forsaken
sendiri.
as a
Oh, ada
harbor.
Viper thing.
And Reina is back with something.
But now there's another harbor in the mix. This map,
Yes.
it was already chaotic before when you had the sky smokes thrown down because you're typically going to be anticipating that there's going to be a brim on the other side. but now we have another harbor. So this map is going to be getting carved to pieces by all these smokes.
The Harbor Brothers are on Vine. We're gonna go over to our casters, Quack and Paper Thin, who are definitely gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Thank you very much, Chubby Ninja, Achilles, and Asteroid. And Achilles just predicts the agent composition, the agent picks to perfection. I mean, this is exactly what we have. And Victoria's right, too. The Battle of the Brothers on the harbor.
Yeah, that's actually really exciting. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Forsaken on the harbor. I love the way he plays it. He's very creative with the way he uses his cascades and high tides in particular. We'll just give him a pass on some of those coves, but overall, I think he's really tricky to deal with because he almost plays it more like a duelist.
Kadang pakai ini apa?
Sometimes.
Sentinel lah.
He can use those cascades to set himself up to kind of cut apart one player from the rest of his team and get a kill and then back out. See if he's going to do that off this contact, but the early mosh, it's just a touch of damage. He's going to have to run, head for the hills, my friend.
Oh, he can't really make his way.
What?
What? He flicked over. It's got a headshot on the Saya player? Wow. Whatever it is,
Spike planted.
not quite able to put out any high
Apaan
tides,
itu,
so
anjir?
full-on retake for Paper X now. They've got some of these pistols, they've got some of these flashes, and that's a great initiating utility to make their way onto site. Gonna be blocked off by the early cascade, though. xquito having a different playstyle from his brother Forsaken, but how is that playstyle gonna work out against a player just as aggressive? The entire team, something, Jing, everyone's flooding
They
in
never
through
saw
the
Izu.
floodgates.
Nice.
Oh, that was so close, dude. That was so close. Thought for a second there Izu might be able to buy enough time to get that round over. But I like the way Paper X plays this because Forsaken does a great job here buying at least what time he can. I mean, this shot onto Saya is just at the Dizzy was wearing off. Still nasty, that flick. But the way that they flood back through short, through market, and then they just come on through, you know, the paint shells connect for Jing, the Leer there to gain entry through the cascade. And that makes it so tough when you're coming from that angle because, you know, you're expecting your opponents to usually come through alley on that. They were so fast to rotate with Paper X.
Just no time to breathe for T1. I mean, full confidence from Paper X, and they just keep going for it. And right now, Jing back in with that Outlaw. There's a bit of a pause on the timer, so maybe some issues that
Ini siapa nih?
resolve. But nonetheless, I mean,
Ini
just
Syaputra.
a bit of foresight into what could happen in the next
Kami gak enak
round.
banget di situ.
Once again, you
Terus
always
ada
need
yang
to watch
males
out for the Outlaw.
caper banget
Jing's
jadi.
already marking A short.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a bit of a Showers play with that judge for the Reyna potentially. Kind of doing up with Mayan Freak actually. Try to control that space. Curious to see how that util is going to stack up if that's what they go for during our classic short exercise this time. Very short. Everybody very happy.
Awesome. Good job, Paper Thin. You pressed the right button.
I did. We're no longer Pacific.
All right, a bit of a sky smoke, but it's that toxic screen that allows them to walk straight through lamps, along with Poison Cloud. A bit of a hop over, but Jing has the right positions to play along with Paint Shells and the Outlaw. Swaps over the Classic, collects onto the triple kill. A bit of a rampage and a tear for Paper X.
Anjir pakai judge secara segitu.
Making it clean, sustaining minimal damage. Only Mind Freak dropped as they head over into the third round.
I mean, the pace at which Jing can play the game is outrageous. The way he handles that tough situation is truly impressive. And with an Outlaw as a raise, you know, he's so fast to react here. Knows there's another one coming, so he holds the angle, expecting this flood. It's all classics usually, you know, that you're going up against. So he has the wherewithal to realize that.
Doesn't even think about it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't need to.
An escape route that he's already planned.
He's light years ahead of you.
Still just that Raze player, precisely.
Right there.
So as we head on over into the next round now, we've got the full buy coming through. A good little bit of harbor utility.
Wah, itu bagus
Trying to
banget.
peek out alongside the flash, trying to play along with the timing of it, but T1 a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, I like the way they try that, using that cove to cut off that far left-hand angle from their perspective to try to isolate a player. It almost works for Devi. You know, trying to use, they got weaker guns, trying to see if they can at least get even trades out of it. But yeah, T1 not fooled.
And because they have the numbers, they can afford to leave Rossi on a bit of a lurk around Fountain. Got something right up around Hookah. It's a bit more of a save round for Paper Rex right now, but clean shot nonetheless, and they might be able to rob some guns away from T1. Since it is the third, why not? You might as well go in for it. Just trying to be a little bit
Jauh
careful.
banget
with
main flip
safe.
jaganya di sana.
Or at least, yeah, try to keep them punished, try to keep them around the spike. Hopped on over, took down Carpe. Make it expensive for T1 as they head on over into round
Nice.
4.
Dapat mati
Mind
coy.
Freak, even with the Sheriff. Only Rossi survives. Dude, they're gonna have to buy, like, Spectres and Bulldogs in the next round. Not a good pap armor.
Yeah. And it's going to be out for something now in the arena, but great reaction from Saya and Carpe. Still a great round here. You know, once something gets up into Hookah, not only is he gonna kill, but then he knows he's got him stuck in tube, so he can play time. He knows that he can do a lot of damage there, and maybe even get him stuck on the...
Ntar komen gue tadi ketinggalan soalnya.
Really smart stuff from him. And it's just, Paper Rex will, even on the rounds you win, it doesn't feel great.
He tried to go in for a hitter, hit that poison cloud.
Ooh.
What? Forsaken with
Ooh.
the timing on it.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness! Off of the sky smoke.
Man,
Just goes in
come
for that
on,
headshot
bro.
again and again. How many multi-kills have we seen today from him?
A lot. A lot. And he's so confident in it. Once he gets one, it feels like he's guaranteed to get at least one more, if not two or more. We've seen it so many times already today. He's so crisp with that Vandal.
Daylight robbery. T1 had a game plan. Now they can no longer execute it.
It's going to be not a lot of fun.
I mean, I was just thinking, like, Carpe had his thrash. He might do something with it. Oh, he's gone.
The best laid plans often don't come to fruition. And now you've got the operator in elbow. You've got Devi. He's going to get the info. So they know at least one of the remaining two is here, and they can just kind of wait this out a little bit. Going to try to use the high tide to cut the sight in half, but little do they know. Little do they know that there's a player. Going to get the orb, for sure. Not enough time to do anything else. I guess you could TP, but I don't think you can get the plant down at this point. I think they're just saving.
10 seconds left.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense with the economy.
Trying to play it safe, trying to stay hidden. But, I mean, what is there to break down in this round? It's just Forsaken peeking out A short 3 times, 3 kills. T1's plans completely foiled.
Well,
That's
one of those
it.
was through smokes.
Yeah.
The first one was just him anticipating that somebody was holding that angle. Oh my god. Oh my. And he saw the player with the head peeking out of the box. The smoke
Ridiculous.
comes down and he still knows exactly where to place his crosshair. That's what we can talk about. How insane his crosshair placement is. Ridiculous.
Truly one of the best players that we have in the entire game, entire
Yes.
community.
100%.
So with the offense available now, something just goes back into Rob even more away from T1. Pretty soon T1's going to have to call in a timeout or something.
Yep.
They're losing confidence and not quite able to execute their plans any longer. Rossi might have the toxic screen up. They might be able to send out a bit of a trailblazer, but how do you collect on that space? Well, the answer is going to be Saya player with blast packs through. A bit of a frenzy. Needs to pick up a weapon.
Wah, anti splashnya bagus
Yeah,
banget.
Mind Freak just turns away. Counter flash coming in now from Divine, and it's just the
Anti flashnya
execution
bagus
from
banget.
Jing and Forsaken. The bromance is back.
And a lot of this is off the back of Paper Rex showing you different looks every round. It's somebody different pushing from a different angle. This time it's something takes the quick peek out of Hookah to find the early pick. He hasn't done that yet, and they're going to show you so many different
Whether it's
varieties.
short, Hookah, he might even go down B long in the next round. That's all he needs, just that little second. I also love that you got this cove and then the guiding light from Devi right afterwards. It's just so clean, so perfect. How do you dodge a flash like that?
It's a little new wrinkle in the Paper Rex playbook. Using these combos. Oh, setting up for Jing. Trying to catch him. Trying to see.
That's a good old jingle.
Yeah, well, you know, they're trying to catch him pushing off the back of that sky.
Yeah.
But Izu, patient, gonna take Jing down.
T1 needing to exercise that patience. Going after it. Oh,
Nice.
good little bit of
Paci
movement,
Davai
but
dapat
Divine
2.
uses it so quickly. Accurate. Although he gets the trade, it's a lot of punish. 5 HP left. Numbers not exactly favoring T1, although it is a full 3-on-3. Apart from that, though, Mind Freak.
Well, look, they're in their heads. This reckoning is not connecting on anybody. They can just wait this out. Something.
He's got the Empress as well.
Spike planted.
Looking for the opportunity.
With an op too, I mean, this is just great.
Nah,
That's a
miss.
shot. Actually
One
whips though.
enemy remaining.
Carpe now capturing onto Forsaken. Perfect stuff. Got the Viper's Pit up, and T1 looking to secure the entire site. Great times Dizzy by Carpe, tossed right up into the Ethiopian air. And it's going to be Mind Freak who gets spotted out. He knows he can't quite walk out of Garden for free.
Just looking to do what damage he can. He's going to use the TP for the safety.
Masukin nggak sih TP-nya bro? Bareng-bareng 3 orang.
Yes.
Ah, nggak berani.
I thought maybe he might just go for it to get the ult, but probably the better play here.
So that's it. Like, great round from T1.
Yeah, no. This is a breath of fresh air for T1 and our sold-out crowd, giving them a round of applause, trying to get their team back in the game. The patience there, this time anticipating the continued aggression from Paper Rex. You know, we've seen them push down a lot of different angles early in the round to try to find those picks, and this time they go for long B, and T1 finally downloads the script.
The frag onto something as well.
Yep.
Just another word in that chapter. Next round though, T1 looking to continue on with this lead. They're still trying to be a little bit more patient, right? Not just blindly rushing the hookah. Jing looking to peek out though. A bit of an off timing, but off sprays too. xquito able to flip back around 90 degrees, takes down Jing's head. Something off of the other side with the operator still. Knows not to overpeak too much this time, but you've got that guiding light, you've got the trailblazer. It's a little bit annoying, and he has to B-hop away.
He's pretty lucky there. As a Reyna, you don't have the escape tool unless you get the kill. And he just barely gets out. Mind Freak, how?
Jeez. Not quite sure.
Playing good right now. He's smart.
Reading the game, reading the timings of it, sense that there were players up around B, given the information from something, so he just calls for the right time to push out, and now reaggressing back into A. Paper Rex is aware of it, but the orbital strike is not quite connecting. T1 manages to stick the spike plant, and now Saya player marking all of these corners. T1 going in with the rockets too, just to secure the round. Something's gonna try to make something happen, to turn things back around. But it's an operator. He's gonna have to isolate the duels. He's gonna have to do it as carefully as he can. Wow. Great punch into xquito. Goes in for the spike tap. There's no idea that Izu is right back around the corner through showers.
Smart wrap.
Turns back around now, but yeah, no time, not safe enough. Operator too valuable.
Smart wrap here by Izu. Don't want to play that longer angle. Give that operator a chance. Try to catch him a little off guard. So if he does come back and tap again, you're able to swing out quick.
Liatin tadi.
Really smart.
He's just the rookie, and you know that's why he's been picked up. He's got these strong fundamentals, good IQ, good ability to pull some rounds back into T1's favor. Just needs a little bit more of that, even though you don't always see crazy impactful kills.
Yeah, but it's good cover fire there as well. Whole team really working together as a unit for T1. Saya player still with an op. Guardian going to be the cut fund for Paper Rex. Now T1 is starting to really kind of understand the aggressive nature of Paper Rex on their defender side, able to continue to weather these storms. Diligent with the utility is Izu, making sure that hookah's clear. They're going to send a Cascade up there to ensure that it's a little bit more difficult for somebody to re-aggress into that angle. They're going to see him. Wasn't able to be cleared in time, so they know the op's here. And they're immediately going to rethink this hit. They're going to have to use the high tide to cut it off if they're going to push B.
Interestingly, though, also the Trailblazer committed outside of hookah just to check if they are, you know, looking to re-aggress outside of hookah, or maybe try to catch them off of rotations. Regardless, it is still the call that it's very likely for T1 to push back into A. Paper Rex prepared for this hit now. High tide sent over onto B just for added security. Players has been spotted. Cascade sent out. T1 looking to initiate off of some of these flashes. favkiller trying to reposition themselves back over onto triple, but unfortunately it's a little bit open. Rossi and xquito able to punch them down. Something swaps over onto the shorty, able to connect, hops on over, tries to spot out ahead, but not quite able to find all too much just yet. Pate shells right under his nose. Devi watching his corner. He pushes past the snake bite, trying to find a shot with his operator still. A bit of movement and accuracy, hops over to a different weapon, but Saya player
OP div.
just shuts him down. Raining from above. It's all down to Devi. High Tide just blocks off way too much, and Lamps is open. xquito comes back in to stab him in the back of his neck. It's going to be 4-4 as T1 equalizes.
This is a pretty good read by favkiller in terms of them kind of being on the right side of the map, anticipating this hit.
30 seconds left.
But some of these plays just a little bit better. Something getting a little bit over ambitious. Should have just stuck with the op, but thought about the shorty, then it felt a little bit too far for that. He saw a gun on the ground, thought he could switch to it in time. Kind of overthought that situation just a little bit. And T1 is starting to get this groove going where they can just work together, kind of run him over. A little bit of an off timing on the initial op peek down short A for something as well. Felt like if he had like stepped out like a half step sooner or later, he might have been able to find one on the entry. But then a dizzy comes through and that backs Forsaken off. So all of a sudden, just off a little bit of utility and some good timing, they've got a site open for themselves, this T1, and they're able to take full advantage of it. Once they get to that post plant, they're pretty solid. They've been looking pretty good.
And now starting to tighten up these protocols and strategies into taking up more space as well. I mean, it's very crucial that T1 repeatedly heads up B long, forcing favkiller to spend a bit more utility just to check or just to invest some players into holding that area. Now that they've done that for the past several rounds now, off of the timeout, it's a sudden decision to swap sides over onto A. T1 might be able to surprise Forsaken here.
Yeah, certainly this is going to look like that pistol round where Forsaken is all on his own against the full force of T1. That worked out pretty well for favkiller though, because they're able to push really deep. No contact going to be found here by Fountain.
Okay, quick rotations.
They're going to cut through the teleporter.
Are they
waiting.
No.
They're waiting for contact from Forsaken, and they're going to cut through the teleporter.
Okay, wait, the Trailblazer just
they
spotted
backed off.
everything. All right.
They backed off. Oh, okay.
That made you and me so nervous.
Rash is ready.
If they went through that teleporter, oh my God, favkiller.
Well, I hope that they were going to wait until like T1 was actually on the site.
Okay.
Look at, they've already rotated over them.
Pro players. Got showers now.
Uh,
Taking down short.
Dikasih
Divine
masuk.
blind spray, able
Waktu di
to take down
spray-sprayin
Cyber,
kayak gitu.
No entries found. Carpe able to push up off of some utility. Hits lines up and still able to take down onto a second. Devi has to trade. Off of the making use of the catch, sneak down into the corner. Devi finds one more. He's gotten a triple. Something coming up from the other side.
One enemy
Spike
remaining.
slowly taken away, but
Oh my
Devi
God,
able to shut down
Dapat
yet another
4.
position. Here comes something. I'm like trying to be professional about it, but I hear the crowd going ace, ace, ace.
You know what was funny was I was watching Devi on the camera just to see his reaction, and he just kind of went,
What is going on?
Devi is playing really well off the utility of his teammates and the movement. Like, Jing opens up that third kill onto U-Haul.
Truthfully, cerebral play. That cascade that he made use of to sneak up behind the T1 player.
Yes, and that let Jing blast back ahead of him to open up that angle, so he was there for the trade. That's really smart stuff, using your opponent's utility against him. Nice one away from a Seekers.
A lot of them close to ultimates, even more so on the favkiller side. Now going back into investigate into this B area. You've got so many flashes being tossed out.
Anjir.
It's a good textbook
Rusuh
favkiller
kali.
strategy, but unfortunately the flashes do not favor them this time. They've lost out in this firefight.
The real question is, did Jing get spotted tucking into this corner?
Still trying to make use of it all. A little bit nervous because of the mosh pit, but still able to recover nonetheless. Able to take down xquito. Now, favkiller having recovered, Carpe down at 5 HP. It's going to be Saya player with the op that brings them back into the equation.
Yeah, he had a great Great
Pas
little
banget
round
anjay.
there, holding things nicely. Can Forsaken do anything about this?
Swings out wide.
Oh
in the
bisa
open.
winnable nih.
Rossi was meant to cover, but unfortunately sidestepped at the wrong time. He was trying to peek for info. So now using the cove just to mark that spike. High tide to block off even more space.
Oh, but Saya knows he's anticipating this wrap.
Gotta watch out for that op. Forsaken should know. Trigger discipline lets him pass for 1 second. Comes back in just to isolate the duel. Reckoning being sent out. Senses that Saya player is not exactly right around the spike. But wow, picked it up at the right time. He hops on over. Saya player might just be able to make it happen.
Dilawan.
But Forsaken
Berani
quicker on
banget,
the
bro.
draw through the teleporter. Shoots him back in the head. He turned around,
1v3.
but wasn't quick enough. Tense moments for both sides.
It's another huge multi-kill round for Forsaken today. I mean, Devi did it previously. Wow, Devi actually getting up close and personal with T1 on that push out. What a timing there, right as that spike was. I know, he's just got this internal sense. He just knows right when he can punish you. Right as Rossi was looking away is when he swung. Just so difficult to deal with.
Is he really sick? Like, what?
I don't believe it. It's all ruse.
All right. T1 now trying a different game plan just to take down Hookah. They went B long several times in the past now. There's a little bit of a switch up around
Yeah.
A. Hookah definitely surprising something. The op shot whiffs, trying to
Oh jeez,
reposition.
sorry.
Goes in for the Shardy and also
Oh,
the
dear.
dismiss. Devi here to back him up. A double spray. Carpet with a stinger just to trade. Saya player finding one of his own now too, but something has gotten away with his life. Jing now with the outlaw. It's a bit of a half
No.
threat from T1 and Carpe tries his darndest to make it work.
Oh my
Turns
God.
around at the right time
What the
with the
fuck?
classic. Still able to recover. Recollection. T1 in the game.
Round in the half.
Carpe, absolutely incredible play there with the stinger. And then gets the thrash to get the detain. And almost doesn't react in time to where the player actually
What the
was.
fuck, bro?
Just running.
1v3 dibalas 1v3
It's just
lagi.
so intense. It's so
Terus
fast and
tengah kayak
furious.
gitu, Cok.
You know, you're just kind of...
Hop, hop, hop. No, he's not in this corner.
Oh my god.
And that was that sort of an eco round play from T1.
Yes. But it's again because something just can't quite get that opening. What the heck happened here?
A showstopper kill from Jing, a double, but T1 continues to press forward. They've managed to capitalize and trade off against 3 more players from Paper X. Down in the last round of the first half, it comes down, it falls onto Devi and Something's shoulders to save it. Paper X so far having a great lead, but T1 pushing the pressure on towards Paper X. Great angle, but wow. Awareness from Something to check. Sharper mechanics just to stop and fire accurately. He's gotten the Empress as he's going forward even further. Taps onto the spike, anticipates the Showers play. T1 not there, not near Showers to be found. Actually, it's around short, around truck, and playing together, making use of the spike's timing. Xquito and Izu equalize the score. We end the first half 6-6.
It's just the pace of play is just so insane. And I love that T1 turned it up with those stingers on to get that thrifty round win. But again, the early op miss 2 rounds ago, because we didn't get to talk about it because the next round just kicked off so quickly. That early op miss hurt so much. There are just so many targets. He just kind of, I think, kind of second guessed where he was going to be able to aim. Maybe thought, okay, I'm going for this player. Wait, there's so many, and then that causes your brain to sort of, you know what I mean? You sort of get that mirror image stuff going on, and that hurts because then he doesn't find that opening kill, and that gives them the ability to get in there and get space so much easier. 2 rounds ago, this previous round, I don't know. Jing got 2, and then a bunch of people died on Paper X before we even saw what happened. So
Got knocked in for a bit of a loop, but definitely by the Paper X bundle, then the desk will survive.
I'm not sure that's helping. They're already winning the bundle battle in Pacific.
Not
And,
saving the desks, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure the desk is receiving the benefits.
All right, 6-6. T1 now swapped over onto the defense side. We've seen these great ideas as to how they can retake space, how they can hold spikes post-plant. Paper X needing to recover. I mean, you talked about the op shots, you talked about some of the timings. And Paper X has are needing to win more pistol rounds.
Yeah, and I think in general, just it's at times a little bit off kilter still. There still isn't quite that same cohesion with Jing and some of the other players that you're used to just yet. I mean, that being said, you're still seeing some pretty good stuff. T1 is really doing their damnedest to stay in this, and I'm really impressed with the way that T1's been playing.
Look at the set plan with the high tide, covering all exits of the smoke. The wall as it falls. Curtis dropped it now to find the first. But as soon as
Mereka
the
lebih
rest
siap,
of
bro.
T1 players continue
Just
to peek
better,
out
bro.
trying to trade, lo and behold, 3 more Paper X players are on the other side. Along with some of these frenzies, Forsaken captures the kills, and they want to press forward into the B site. They've got a full minute to work with, though, so no real need to commit to it unless they spot more. Using the boom bot now, but Saya player lands a great shot. Jing
Nice.
recovering off of it. Rossi trying to do what he can too, but Jing just that much sharper.
Yeah, I mean, this push out towards market for T1 almost works. That high tide to try to obscure it, but that gave Paper X enough time to set up kind of that crossfire from Fountain and from market. Finish the job. It almost worked for T1.
Last player
And
standing.
Saya doing what he can, just cannot quite find the shot in time, and Jing hasn't lost his mechanics. That is one thing you know, that Jing hasn't stopped playing ranked, that's for sure.
That is where he, got picked up and joined pro play. That's it, T1 making use of the same strategy. It is pistol after all for them, and they're trying to do what they can, but Paper X completely evading it. Forsaken very aware of what they're about to pull off.
What's that high tide again? I mean,
Second to check. Good little spray. That's the first head to fall. Paper X backs off, just coming in to reinforce. Great shot from something. Right clicks, Forsaken with the sprays. Saya player through the backside, able to find one, but Forsaken just finding all and even more.
Jeez.
1 point away from the reckoning now. And into round 3 too.
Genuinely curious. How many multi-kill rounds Forsaken has so far?
Now please find out.
Well, I can tell you how many he had on the first map. So, he had, well, it was actually not as many as you would think. It was 3. 1 2K, 1 4K in the ace on Lotus.
Pretty good number.
But he's had like 2 or 3 on this map too. Like a 3K, another 4K right there. Absolutely bonkers.
Having a good day. I mean, Paper X filled with confidence as they peek out into a lot of these. It is up against the full buy round, and something still goes in for such a courageous peek. Unfortunately shut down by Rossi though, and T1 looking to control things a lot better this time. On both extremities of the map, they've got guarded, they've got showers. Now sensing that a hit is towards B, tucked away in the corner. Great readjustment on the crosshair for Xquito. Jing though, still with a movement and a Spectre. Picks up the rifle now. Goes in for the spike plant.
Full upgrades for him and Devi. Still 2 guiding lights, plus the paint shells.
T1 just taking a breather for this. Carpe has a prime position to set up a bit of a flank.
Ada badut. Lihat Facebook bang.
Be aware.
Bang, lu kayak gitu nggak bang?
Timing might just be a little funky.